Hello, good afternoon on this lovely Friday. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you are well. Welcome into the St. Martin cargo ramp here in Princess Juliana. What is going on, everyone? Good to see you. Jeremy Harvey in the house. Steve Zasbo, Trevor's here, Bradley Pregon, Joe Johnson, Zach Lewine, John Seifert, Force Raptor, Mike Jones, and Anadar, Scott's in the house, Captain Will, good to see you. Team Vodka, my mic is kind of quiet. I've been having mic issues. I'm getting a new mic. It's on the way. Hold on. So I've been having issues with the mic. I've started to see like some cracking going on. So I'm ordering a new mic. It should be, can you hear me now? How about now? Hold on. It might just be because of that. How about now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? It does seem kind of low. Why is that? What about now? How about now? That's pretty much all. That's pretty much all she's got, Captain. I can't boost it any more than that. So we'll just have to hang tight. But anyways, yes. What is going on, y'all? We are back at it one more time this week. Looks like we got a couple King Airs ready to go. I hope we're ready. I think it's going to be a fun one. We are doing a little round robin flight plan today. We're going from St. Martin to I posted it. TNCE, TFFS, TFFJ, and then, or no, TAPA, and then we're going to try to end it with a landing in St. Barts. It should be absolutely spicy, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. This has been one of the main reasons why I really wanted to get force feedback is because of props, turboprops, King Airs, TBM. I love turboprop stuff. It's my absolute favorite to fly in the sim. Just doesn't really turn out to be very much liked on the YouTubes. So if you do like turboprops, please hit that like button so I can continue to make turboprop videos, and maybe YouTube will change its tone when it comes to the PT6. But dude, you got to check the meme from Water. What did Water post in the Discord? Oh no, I'm scared to do it while I'm live. Oh no. Oh. Oh, Water, that's funny, man. Oh, it's good to have Water back. It's good to have Water back. That is hilarious, man. I've seen that meme passed around a couple times in different contexts. But, yeah, here we are. This is our beautiful bird. Nah, this is not ours. This is a nice livery, though. Black and white 350i. I think that's Team Vodka. We're going to walk over here to ours. I didn't realize this livery was out. I guess it's been out for quite some time. I just never noticed it. There it is. Straight up Ameriflight King Air 200. Absolutely looking fantastic. Haven't flown this airplane in quite some time, but I did take it up for some testing. I've been working on my force feedback profile for it. It's almost there. I still want to do a couple more tweaks, but it is pretty cool. You'll really be able to see the difference. I think you'll probably be able to see it, the difference between a force feedback yoke and when I was flying this around with a TCA or whatnot. It's just completely different. First things I'll show you when we get into the cockpit here is how the elevator is hanging down. It's really cool. But enough of this chit chat. Let me have a sip of my coffee here, my cappuccino, and we're going to get on our way. That's you, but in the Ameriflight? All right, good deal, Team Vodka. Remember to shut off the starters. Yeah, I need to, I toasted, so in the process of making my profile for the King Air, I torched my engines twice. This is the black square from Just Flight, or Just Flight Black Square analog mod King Air 350, and it's awesome. The flight model is absolutely awesome. The additional functionality, you have to treat your engines properly or else you're going to just, be having issues. I actually had a chip detect, so right before I had all my profiles set up, I had it done. I was like, all right, I'm going to do one more takeoff before the stream. I did a takeoff out of, I can't remember which little island, and as soon as I hit like 60 knots, I had a chip detect, but the runway was too short to abort. I took off, engine failed, auto feathered, came back around and landed. I should have had flight recorder on, but it's just cool. It's little things like that just really make it worth it. Wow, how about that view right there? Screenshot. I think I have a picture of a King Air like this on my desktop somewhere, just like this right here from the nose going up. That looks awesome. How do you not love King Air? Smash the like button for King Air. Enough of this. Let's go ahead and zip this back around, go back to normal cam. Into the cockpit we go. Now, this is one thing that has been bothering me. With the occasional clouds. We're starting to get X-plane cockpit, like darkness. So to get things started, before we even power it up, I'm just going to turn all of the indirect lights on. I think it's just with not overcast, but something with the shadowing, the cockpit gets really, really dark. So and I'll have the master on as well. So here we go. I'll show you right now. I can't wait to, here we go. Let me just show you this. I'm going to bring out the cam. Check this out. So if you've been in a King Air, the yoke is being held forward by the elevator. So you can see when I show you here, lift it up, and it just slams forward. And it's got some weight. I can adjust the force. I'm going to continue to work on it. Now, you'll see there's just a little bit of flicker on the ailerons, and I think that has to do with a limitation in Microsoft. Like if I hold it perfectly normal, it stops. Because the yoke is doing its own thing. It's mimicking what I want it to mimic. But then the sim is trying to say, no, you shouldn't be full forward, but it should be. So a good way to get rid of that is just to hide it. But to have that actual, like, weight again on the flight controls to hold it forward like it would in the real airplane, it's just too cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to run the 530 today. Unfortunately, I wish I could do it all VFR, but I'm not fully confident in my ability to navis island to island. But before we fire it up, we'll do one engine start. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do one engine start. We'll fire up the 530. We'll program our route, and then we'll fire up number 2 and get out of here. But no, I don't want weather. I want weight and balance. Will be the heaviest that we're going to be coming out of St. Martin. So I'm going to go to pounds, see what we got here. I'm going to take 65. How many pounds? That's 65. How much fuel is that? That's 2,300. I want about 2,500 pounds of fuel. So we're going to go 2,500 on the fuel. And as far as payload, we'll juice it up a little bit. Right about there, about 41% loaded, and we're going to drop some people off. We'll pick some people up, but that's going to be our initial loadout for taking off out of here. So we are 14.1, about 2,000-ish under max, so that looks good there. All right. You're refueling on the way, Team Vodka? Nice deal. All right. Here we go. Let's fire up number 1. Let's go ahead and run through some of our flows here. So we're idle. We're going to be forward. We're cut off on that. I'm going to come over here, look at our standby pumps. Everything, our fuel pumps is off. Everything is off where it should be. Oops, except these lights are off. I have a couple on my Bravo that I didn't want bound, but I guess I got them bound there. I have to debind the Bravo. All right, everything is environmental off. Cool. So now we'll go through our pre-flight start or pre-start flight, whatever. We'll go battery switch on. What you could do is go standby pump. You could hear it running. You could hear it running there. Then you would check the cross feeds. This is kind of our initial flow. That looks good. Coming down through the panel light down here. Master's off. External power off. Everything is in the off position. Our nav light is on. I'll flick the beacon on. Coming across the pedestal here. Idle forward cutoff. Trims are neutral. We can go ahead and hit the oxygen while we're at it. Everything is on the center pedestal is off. We'll go ahead and kill those two. Let's go ahead and open the windows. It's getting a little bit toasty in here. Now you can see I did refresh my engine. Now let me make sure I don't have any additional faults. Okay, no active failures. Good. And I'll increase this to we'll make it 8x real time. Because I was doing a lot of testing with my profiles and I was damaging my engine. So I had to repair a couple, but we're all good. Everything looks good. It's time to fire it up. Now, this is the FT Sim sound pack. Gosh, I wish we had a Boris sound pack for a PT6. It's only a moment of time, I think. I think Boris is working on that turbine Duke, so I cannot wait. This is going to be as good as it gets. It's not great, but it's still better than nothing. So here we go, first start of the day. We're going to go number 2, ignition and start. We've got our igniters, rotation. Wait for max motoring. I'm going to turn the sim up. Oop, start to see the yoke starting to move. That's so cool. ITT rollback waiting for 50%. There's 50%. We'll go starter cutout. Inverter. We'll go high idle. This should be an idle. that up. All right, we got one engine running. You can see nice little vibration there for the startup, and it syncs itself with the prop as it starts to whoop, whoop, whoop. It is pretty darn good. So right now, the airplane is definitely alive. I can feel just a little bit of hum of one engine running. Absolutely love this feature. Now, this is another bug I've been having. The flight director has been like wigging out on me. The autopilot works, but I've been getting this bug. Once I turn it on, it goes away. Now, I was able to lock it in place. There we go. So now I locked it in place. But the flight director has been giving me issues in this airplane. It works. Everything works just fine. Autopilot works. But for some reason, I just can't get it going. I'm going to go ahead and get right environmental bleed valve on. And let's go ahead and turn on the aft blower. We don't need any heat. This is going to go to the auto position. We'll turn the cabin air on as well. And I tell you what, did I get the oxygen? Yeah, I got the oxygen. We'll get these after the second engine starts. So let's go ahead and come down here and focus on our flight plan. I'm going to turn the sim back down. Chomper Studios, this is the Brunner CLS ENG yoke. All right, flight plan time. Let's go ahead and... No, I don't want to do that. Get out of there. Push for cursor, and here we go. We're going to start out in TNCM from St. Martin. That was a weird lock up there. I guess it doesn't... I guess we don't need to be St. Martin. Where's our second one? It is going to be TNCE. That is our first destination. So we'll do 530 type mode TNCE. Enter U. After TNCE, we're going to be stopping off at TFFS. So we'll go Tango Fox Fox Sierra Terre Haute. And then after TFFS, we're going to be going to Tapa. T-A-P-A. St. John's, Antigua. After Tapa, we're going to round it out at St. Barts if we have it in us. I've never tried to land there in the King Air, but we're going to give it a shot. It's going to be wrong one. TFFJ. St. Bartholomew. So that is our round robin flight plan. I'll go ahead and, oops, I don't want you. I'll go ahead and come all the way back. I want to go direct to TNCE. We'll activate that leg, put you in flight plan mode, scroll you into that position there. That looks good. We'll kill the caution. We are on Iveo. I don't believe there's any ATC on. Let me just do a double check here before we fire up the second engine and blast out of here. Let me check the Iveo web eye. Yeah, we're doing visuals. We're doing visuals to all of them. We're just flying. We're flying VFR, but I'm just setting this up like. So there are some runs that I had when I would fly freight in California.
46 radio check.
Gotcha, loud and clear. There are some flights where I would do this. Is I would set up all the destinations in the GPS just because it's clearing a million. You don't really need anything else. So you just have that in there and you're good to go. You only have to program it once, and we're going to be on our way. So, Miss Jungles, good to see you. Nice to have you on board. Been a minute, 26 months indeed, Miss Jungles. I hope you're well. Hope you have a wonderful weekend coming right up. All right. I think we're ready to start up number 2. So we're going to leave the avionics on because it would short out, or it would dump our flight plan. We're not going to do that. There's no real good way to save it. So let's go ahead and get into a number 2 start. We're going to be in high idle on number 1. It's a cross generator start. We'll come up here, check volts and amps, make sure our battery charged up, which it did. We're back up 28. All right, Jen, cool. So we'll come back down here, and let's go ahead and start engine 2. Clear prop on the left. Let's go ahead and turn 2. I'm sorry, turning 1. Got rotation. Now this is where you kind of want to hang on to the yoke here a little bit too, because you can get out of phase for a minute. Wait for that max motoring. We're at about 20%. Let's go low idle. There's our light off, ITT rise. We got a 1,000 C limitation to temp out about 900. There's our ITT rollback. RPM's coming up, looking for 50%. Starter cutout. We're in the green. Inverter. Left generator resetting on, and we'll go ahead and bring number 2 back down to low idle. All right, so we've done 2 cross generator starts. That looks good. Now you can see here at idle. Now, the way that the 350 is working in the sim, the way I have my throttle set up, is we're kind of in a beta range right now, so the props are kind of flapping just a tad. If I can move it out of beta, I mean, it'd be better if you had a better setup here and keep it in true idle. But I mean, that feels so real. Just so like when I don't hold the yoke, you can see it moving, and I put my hand on it, just a little bit like it just senses it. You know the airplane is up. You know your props are up and running. It just feels so good. I absolutely love it. And you can see the yoke is pretty much, it's still moving forward. I'll show you something really cool here. If I go full power, or not full power, but if I add power, the yoke will blow back. We'll do that at takeoff. Here we go. Let's just continue with our flow. I'm just so excited about the yoke. All right, we're going to arm the auto. Yeah, we'll just arm it. We're not going to do our test. We got a lot of flying to do. We'll get our ignition into the arm. We'll get that before we line up, though. So we got auto feather is armed, and then we'll just, I take that all back. Here we go. Taxi and strobes on. We'll get that before we get out of here. We'll get this environmental on, and we're going to come down here, finish our flow. We'll go electric trim, rudder boost is on, and the O2 is on. Auto feather is off. It's blinking at me because we have external power always, even though you don't really, you can't see it outside. It's just how the black square works. So after start checklist is complete, double check our trims. We are 0, 0, and 0. We'll go flaps to takeoff. And we're ready to roll out. St. Martin traffic, Amfly 2, correction, Amfly 357, big taxi runway 10 via the inner. Brakes released.
Princess Juliet traffic, airport Chicago 3670, passing Papa Juliet 9 VOR, inbound for VOR, runway 10.
Don't mind that guy there that we just put through the prop. We're gonna come back here. We don't really need full length. We'll do full length because we won't. We'll take this intersection over here. We won't go full length, but I don't. We could blast off from there, but we'll do one like kind of a normal takeoff because we're gonna be doing plenty of short field takeoffs. 23 babies, Flight Force. Good to see you, my man. All right, I keep fixing my mic. Everything's kind of falling apart here. Hopefully you can continue to hear me. So we'll come around to the right. I love that view. I missed that view right there. Does the yoke respond to trim? Does it actually relieve the pressure? Yes, it does, Jeremy. So right now, it's still full forward because there's not enough airflow over the elevator. So it's still being held forward by its own weight. But if I were to juice it up, and you'll see on the takeoff, there's 2 ways this yoke will come back at you. Either you get enough power,
Traffic Amfly 346, departing runway 10,
and you get your slipstream going over the elevator, or your airspeed. Now, it kind of goes hand in hand. You're not going to be doing a reduced power takeoff, although you can do reduced power takeoffs in the 350. We used to do them in the 200. Anyway, actually, we used to do them in the 99 too, and then they got rid of it at SOP because somebody went off the end of the runway. So then they got rid of reduced power takeoffs. That was only in the 99. Honeycomb be in bankruptcy court like an Enron executive without representation. Oh my gosh. Savage, man. Marcella, where to buy in the U.S.? So you have to buy it from the only place that sells the Brunner yoke is Brunner themselves on their website. So it comes from Switzerland. My experience was actually really well, or was actually, I mean, I had no complaints. The longest process was waiting for the confirmation. So I ordered it, and I believe it took about 4 days for the confirmation to come through, and then it shipped in 3. It shipped on, I think it shipped on a Saturday night, and it showed up on Tuesday. So the shipping was extremely fast. St. Martin, traffic Amfly 202, holding short runway 10. Any traffic on final, please advise.
China traffic, airport Sugar 3670. We are now approximately 20 nautical miles from final.
Okay, he's 20 miles out. Copy that. M-Flight 202 departing runway 10 Juliana. All right, so he's on about 20 miles out. We got plenty of time. Look, so instinctively, I got to pull the yoke back to see what's going on down here. We're going to go auto feather ignition. We're going to go ice recog. Double click recog. Landing lights are coming on. We'll go. Technically, prop would be on. Prop. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are set. We'll kill that. Check our. That no fuel transfer. That's good. All right, here we go. Hit the magic barrel ref key too. I forgot to do that. And our first altitude will go. We'll stay low. We'll stay at 10 thou. It's only 33 miles, so we'll just stay at 10,000 on this one. Yes, I bought from Brunner directly. All right, now we've talked about setting proper takeoff settings on this. We got plenty of runway, so I'm just taking my time on here. So the biggest takeaway is don't bounce your props off the governor. So stand them up, get the props up to speed, and then we'll set takeoff power. So here we go. I'm going to hold the yoke. I'm going to hold the brakes. We're going to spool them up. See the yoke? It's starting to come back now. It's very light. I can just pretty much neutral. All right, props are at the governors. Brakes release, auto feathers are green, set takeoff torque. We're looking for about 100%. Ooh, nice right rudder, a little over torque there, come back a tad. All right, power set, airspeed alive. Yoke's coming back, there we go, 100 knots. Nice and easy on the rotation. Oh yes, positive rate, gear up. Fly with. Now you'll see the yoke, wow, a little bit of turbulence right here. And it reacts to turbulence, so that is just so cool. St. Martin traffic, Flight 202, we're off runway 10 departing to the southwest. St. Martin traffic. All right, let's go ahead and clean it up. Now I have
Martin traffic, airport Sugar 3670, passing Uluba, turning to final track runway 10, St. Martin.
Get a little trim in there. I'm going to change my CDI to VLOC to GPS mode. Course direct track should be about 181. 181 is set. I'll also move my heading bug over. We're out of 1,000 feet. We'll go ahead and bring our power down. Bring it down about 90% on the torque. Now I'm going to bring my props back. 1900. Out of here. Oh baby. This is why I really wanted force feedback. And we're all trimmed out, and look at that. I mean, this is how King Airs fly. King Airs, anything beach. I don't care if you're flying a Bonanza. I don't care if you're flying an old A model Beach 99 that's beat up FreightDawg, or a King Air 350. Well, I never flew the 350, but a King Air 200. They all fly very, very smooth. They're heavy on the controls. They're heavier on the controls than some of their counterparts like Cessnas and what other light twins are out there? Pipers. Pipers can be heavy on the controls too, but Beach was always a little bit heavier on the controls than you might think. And I'm working on this profile to get it just emulated perfectly. And man, we're trimmed out. I use my Bravo trim wheel over here. I don't know if you can see it. So I use combination of the trim on top here and then my Bravo. But once we're locked in, we're locked in. We're doing about 200 knots. Increase power just a little bit. And as we're climbing away, we'll keep the auto feather on. We're below 10. So we're below 10, we'll keep all our lights on. We'll stay with traditional lighting methods here. 200 knots in the climb out. Let's go ahead and join this course. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Stop the climb at 8,000. All right, yeah, 10 might be a little aggressive. I'll set 8,000.
Airport Sugar 3670, short final runway 10.
And we might just hand fly it all the way there. I'm going to increase rate of climb. I can actually juice up the torque a little bit, drop back to 80. Let's go up about 90% torque. But you see what I mean about the cockpit? I feel like the cockpit's sort of like, why is it so dark? It's unfortunate. We'll come back, we'll pitch for about 200. A little more trim in there. What about a Beach 1900? Oh man, if we got a 1900, I'd love that too. Well, I don't think we have any 1900 in the sim. Maybe Coronado? They've still got their 1900? All right, we're doing 200 in the climb out now. We're 4 for 8,000. We're looking good. I'm just going to keep hand flying because this is how I remember flying Beechcraft aircraft. They trim out so well. They're so stable on the controls. They're heavy but stable. So I've been working on this profile, which once I finish, I will uplink to anybody that is interested. But you can adjust the force on the flight controls with your airspeed, right? So that's a big plus to using the software, is it's going to be dynamic curve, and I'm trying to adjust that pressure to be exactly what I want it. There's no hydraulic boosting. It really is just dependent on airspeed. The flight controls will move much more freely at 120 knots as opposed to 220 knots. You start getting above 200 knots, things really start to tighten up on the 200. I would imagine the 350 is the same. Again, I've never flown a 350. I'm sure someone will be in the comments. We're on a 350. But we'll just stay. I tell you what, we're going to level at 6 now. We're 1,000 to level off. Let's just level at 6. We're only 18 miles out. But I mean, I'm flying with my thumb. You see my thumb down here? I'm just flying with my thumb, rocking my trim a little bit. This thing doesn't have backlit gauges. They are bomb tech, but they're like not. It's been a gripe of mine that I've had for quite some time with the King Air in the sim. The panel just doesn't seem to go proper with me. All right, let's go ahead and lower that nose. I'm going to trim it down, leave my power set, although we're only 16 miles. We'll watch that airspeed really start to build up. Kind of keep trimming it down, and we're only 15 miles, so let's go ahead and bring torque back to about 80. Now, traditionally in cruise, we go ahead and get our auto feathers off, and we'd go ahead and turn off the igniters for the auto ignition. But since we're just about to start down on a visual approach at 15 miles, we're going to keep everything on, just to make everything easier. But there we go. We've got it nice and trimmed out. More and look at that. I mean, that is, I couldn't do that as freely as with any other setup. So this is really why I wanted this, because this is my bread and butter. This is what I absolutely love. If you guys wanted me to have a King Air channel, I'd have a King Air channel. I'm gonna just fly PT6s. I love this so much. Now we got to figure out where we're going here, because it's looks like we're in clouds. Hey, I'm flight landing up in front of us. Do you guys get a visual anything up there, or you got some clouds?
We get the visual below the clouds. Looks good.
All right, you know what that base are, or the bases are on the cloud deck? Let's go ahead and drop it down.
Not yet. I'm through 4,000. Haven't quite got them yet.
Roger that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set 4, and I'm going to break away here. We're going to stay, remember, we're VFR, so I'm going to try to stay visual with the clouds. And we're going to kind of go down here. We call this a little sucker hole. We're going to see if we can get below this cloud deck. I'm going to bring the torque off the airplane. You can even bring the props back if you want to kind of slip down. Trim her out. Now we're cooking. Now we're doing 230 knots. Definitely stiffer on the control column. I'm going to circle out here to the east, and then we'll come back around to the right. Divert to Saba. So we're going to go through this here. We're going to get below the cloud deck, and we'll circle back around. Now, I don't know the 350 fuel procedures, if you guys ran standby pumps on or not. I've seen some videos on YouTube where they turn the standby pump on for start. And I've seen others where they don't, so I don't know. Cameron Lindley, thank you for the $10 super chat, man. I appreciate you. He says, landed in St. Barts last week in real life vacation. Shared my landing video in the Discord. Pilot said winds were gusting to 30. Cameron, thank you so much for sharing that. I will check out that video, and thank you for your very first super chat here on the channel, man. Very kind of you. Thank you for supporting us.
Big mountain traffic, airport schedule 3670, vacation to runway, taxi to trigger destination.
Appreciate you. All right, we'll go ahead and silence the gear horn.
I am flight 257 bases on that, about 2,500.
Alright, are you guys on the ground yet?
Negative, turning final in about 1 minute.
Roger that. We'll overfly the field at 1,500 and then we'll join it behind you. Alright, let's go back up to 1,500. We'll slow down here.
Main station, San Flight 346, turning final about 8 miles from 06.
Jeremy, mounting solutions, it has 4 holes that I just use to put screws through. I only put 2 screws in it though. Alright, so we're gonna fly over the top and flight 202. We're crossing overhead midfield 1,500. We'll circle out and join final for, I don't know what that is, 27? Alright, there we go. We're level 1,500 feet, 180 knots.
I think you're going to want 6.
We want to land on 6. Anybody see a windsock down there? Okay. Yeah, that's my mistake. We'll be landing 6. And TFF, or TNC, what are we at? What airport is this? TFFS traffic? We're on a right base for 06.
Singing station.
Alright, so we're going to swing back around and land on 06. Why did you only need 2 screws? Because I was scared to put 4 in there and if I wanted to move it. I'll probably put the other 2 in, but 2 seems to be holding it just fine. Alright, we're going to circle back around and land on 6. I'm going to spin my CDI course to be 060. Now it's just, that's solely to give me some reference of a runway. But man, why, like, see how dark the cockpit is? 060 out of 1,000 feet. We'll go ahead and run our props up. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll get it too low. We'll maintain 1,000 feet. We'll turn final for 6. This Lambo, I've been working on a Lear profile, but once I got in the King Air, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this perfected now. But I'm really working on Lear profiles and King Air. All right, we're 1,000 feet. We'll turn final 6. Did you see that? That was some turbulence. TFFS traffic, MFly 20 or MFly 357, we're turning final 06. So that bump, the turbulence factor, is awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and start configuring. I got a trimmer out here. Keep descending. Oh, I keep getting that fuel caution. Transfers. Does it want the transfer on? Alright, there's the run. Let's go gear down below 160.
Flight 346, back taxiing on 6, back to the pad.
Alright, TFFS traffic. We're on a 3-mile final 06. Flaps approach. Got a little low here. We'll shallow it out. Is this TNCE? This might be TNCE. Maintain 700 feet here for a minute. Where are the winds down there?
From the left. And I'm clear of the runway.
Alright, 3571 on short final 06. I keep wanting to say MFlight 202 because I think that was one of the last call signs I had. No, that can't be right. That was a piston call sign, 202. That was actually the first call sign I think I ever had was MFlight 202. Going back to the principle of primacy. Funny how that turns out. All right, we're 120 knots. We're flaps land, geared down. Props are full forward. Mixers are low idle. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's bumpy. Goodness. Getting some wind off that mountain ridge right there. Low here. We don't want to run it off the end of the cliff. take the turn here, spin it around. See the yoke falling forward? This is real flying, y'all. Smash the like button if you like real flying. I know it's not super good for live stream, and I'm trying to catch the chat there as it's going by, but light chop pirate. Flight to TCP Crown Point. Super deal. Hit exclamation point route. See where we're going next. I'm not sure if that's in our plans for today. Hey, is your cockpit super dark? That other King Air?
Negative company traffic. My cockpit's very nice.
Oh yeah, Canadian. The King Air does stop faster than Navajo. That's the fact. Hell, the 99 stopped faster than Navajo. So I used to fly into a little tiny airport in Northern California. It's classified. We only disclose it on the Discord when we do Discord streams up there. But I used to fly. I started out flying Chieftains out of there. And there was a couple times when I was max weight in the Chieftain that I was like, this is sketch. And then when I switched to the 99, the Beech 99, taking it in there, dude, it was, I swear I could stop in half the distance. But yeah, we don't talk about the airfield XXX. All right, so we're going to come in here and we're going to do a hot turn. So we're going to roll in. We're going to shut down number 1, since that's where our cargo door is. Set the brake, and we'll go ahead and get our ignitions. Auto feather is off. Landing lights, I should have got those. And what do we got here? Taxi and strobes are off, or that is set. We'll actually leave the tail, recog, everything else on. We'll leave the ice light on. We'll go ahead and kill our hot 5 and environmental off. And let's go ahead and number 1, idle cutoff. Bring it back, feather it. Oh my gosh, Jeremy, if we had a C90, I would be in love. Like, Just Flight and Black Square, they've done a great job with this airplane, but it has a little bit of that default scent to it. You know, it's got some of that default scent to it. All right, we are shut down. We got number 1 down. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. Let's adjust our weight and balance here real quick. Let's go ahead and drop off let's drop off 2 people. So let's go ahead and remove, let's go 0, 0, let's make it 3, 0. All right, that looks good. We've dropped off 3 people. We'll go ahead and close it up. Doors closed. Going through our flow. This is how quick it is. Idle forward cutoff. Make sure these are in the actual idle position, which would be about right there. Now you can see here with 1 prop running, look how much more vibration I've got, because I got 1 prop running on the airplane and the other one's not, so it's just got that, it's not as balanced, just like the real thing. All right, well, I also forgot to shut off the generator and the inverter on the shutdown engine, so that was on me, my bad. Let's go cross generator high idle. Clear the caution. Give him the sign out front. Actually, I'll give it to you. We're spinning 1. Here we go. Ignition and start. Now, you got to be real careful when you start doing consecutive starts. You really got to watch that ITT. You really want to let it, let's go ahead and close it up. You really want to let it get to max motoring here. You start doing successive starts, you can get yourself into a hot start pretty quick. All right, there's 20, there's max motoring. We'll go low idle. Watch that ITT, she's on the rise. Yeah, look, it peaked out at 100, almost 110 degrees more than it did on our cold start. There's the ITT rollback. We got prop movement, 50%, starter cutout. We're gonna wait for it to be in the green. We're in the green, we'll go inverter, generator on, bring number 2 back down to high idle. You don't need to be running in high idle everywhere. That's a misnomer for the King Air. I know there are certain turboprops that will run in high idle, but all the King Airs that I flew, the Beech 99s that I flew, we always ran a high idle. We always ran a low idle. The only time you use high idle is if you're really trying to get a short field distance, because you'll actually get more reverse in high idle. It's kind of funny how that works out. But there's no other need for high idle unless you need it for environmentals or high density altitude situations. So we're good there. We're going to go onto the runway. Let's go right into our flow. Those are coming on. We'll leave our lights off for right now. Let's get the environmental back on. And we got 2 good starts. Let's go ahead and taxi out. And company traffic, you ready to roll? I want him to go first.
Ready to go. 350.
We'll follow you. That way you can give us the runway report. Mickey G gifting 5 memberships to the channel, man. Appreciate you. Mickey G. Hey, dude, that cockpit you posted, what was it? The
Spacious, in-flight 346, backpack
244?
06.
Dude, that image, that cockpit was the perfect amount of glass and round gauge, my man. Appreciate the support. Thank you for picking up for gifting 5 memberships to the channel. If you pick one up from Mickey G, make sure you say thank you and say thank you for your service, because Mickey G, fellow U.S. service member, flying some legendary Boeings. Oh, got a hold of yoke there. Just like in real life, that'll get you. So while we wait for him to take off, we'll hold short, and I'll give you an example of the yoke blowback. So if you're being a lazy pilot, let's go ahead and set the brake. Watch the yoke. I'm not going to touch it. Yoke is still full forward. I'll put the weight of the controls. I'm going to get some power in here. See it blowing back to neutral. And now, if I pull it back, it doesn't fall forward because it's just that right amount of airflow to keep that elevator up. Now we come to idle.
Main stations, in-flight 346, departing 06, heading 155 after departure.
All right, if he's 155 on the departure, we'll set our heading bug. We'll watch his takeoff here. He's about to roll out. High idle for crosswinds and gusty landings. We didn't use it for that either. We didn't use it for that either. I mean, unless you were, I guess you could argue if you're doing it maybe on some wind shear and you want a higher idle speed. But you got to remember, idle is just that. It doesn't. If you have anything more than idle, you're not really going to see the benefit of high idle. So if I'm at 50% power in the real airplane, it won't matter if you're at high idle or low idle when you're at 50% torque. Now, Microsoft and the turboprop limitations are a little bit different. Oops, hopefully I didn't just toast my starter there. Wrong switch. Auto feathers on, let's go. I feel like we used to do the fuel vents. Do I have the hot 5 backwards? I don't know, let's go. I think we can take off from right here. We'll do a static. We'll go static as much as we can. We should have plenty of runway. Spool them up. Props are on the governor. Set power. Now the real airplane probably start to drag the tires right around 90. Brakes released. Oh, that was a good power set. Airspeed's alive. Feel the bumps in the runway there. A couple bumps going down the runway. Oh, plenty of room. 100 knots, nice and easy on the rotation. Positive rate. Gear up. And we'll come right to 155 because we are VFR. We don't need to wait till 400 feet. Well, I mean, we're in the Caribbean. We don't need to wait till 400 feet. We do what we want. That looks awesome. Why isn't my left gen on? We took off one generator. Rip. Alright, trim it out. There's 1,000 feet. We'll lower the nose. We'll go ahead and bring flaps up. I'm going to bring torque down to about 95. Bring my props back to about 1900. You do torque first because in the real airplane, when you bring your props back, your torque's going to jump back up. So now you can go back and fine-tune your torque after you bring the props back. We'll climb out at about 100 and, well, there's a lot of clouds here. Tell you what, let's take it to, let's maintain 3,000. Let's see if we can stay below it at 3,000. I'm going to spin my course knob around. the direct track that we have programmed is 155, so we can set that. Or 125, I think. No, it is 155. It's hard. It's hard for me to even read it. It's so freaking dark. It's 122 miles. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll stay at 3,000 as we go past this island, and then we'll climb up. I kind of want to see what this island is here. What island are we going to be passing here, chat? This looks pretty intriguing. Trim it out. Do kind of a low VY climb out here. 250 knots. Looking good. Where can I buy the yoke? Aviator Boss. This yoke is from Brunner Electronique. They're a Swiss company, and it ships straight out of Switzerland. So I bought mine off their website. There's no sponsor promo. None. I spent the same money that you'd spend. So it's definitely a fair review. But if you want to invest, if this is your bread and butter in the sim, I'm telling you, this is what I love. I could do this for a week. It's not jeez. We're gonna be pretty close to these cloud layers here. I'm gonna level it off. So I control the pitch there with the torque a little bit. We might even, I'll turn the autopilot on so you guys can see the autopilot at work too. How's that? So let's go autopilot, heading, and alt hold, which it is. All right, so as I move the heading bug, you should see the yoke move. Now it doesn't move much, just like the real airplane. To get it rolling, so you can feel it. You can feel it move. That's pretty much what it is. Now you can tune how much it moves. I'm trying to tune it from memory from over 10 years ago, how much it actually moves. It doesn't do the full-on, unless you're really slow, 250 knots. You just need a little bit of deflection, and that airplane's going to start to roll, and then that autopilot will kind of counter it out, make it nice and smooth. Watch our speed there, getting a little fast. Bring back 250. Oh, look at that view. Brunner has a force feedback Airbus stick. Yes, they do, but there's no need for force feedback on the Airbus, unfortunately. Now, you could make, what would be cool about it is you could literally mimic what the Airbus side stick feels like as far as tensions, but if you have the Warthog base, I don't see how you could justify that purchase unless you just have, may not be politically correct, but the FU money is what the cool kids call it. Like if I had FU money, then yeah, I might check out the force feedback stick just to see if I could mimic the Airbus exactly. But from the Warthog base that I have, it's pretty much, it's close enough that I don't feel an investment is necessary for a side stick. Now, what would be cool for a side stick if you fly fighter jets, helicopters, you want to do force trim, that would definitely be something to look into, especially helicopters. That would be really cool. But as far as making it for an Airbus, I don't think it's necessary because in theory, the Airbus the stick is going to feel exactly the same, no matter what speed, no matter what weight, no matter if it's a 19, 20, or 21. Now, I will tell you this, it does feel, and maybe placebo effect, but I swear the Airbus side stick feels stiffer at higher speeds. But just ever so slightly. It may just be placebo. Okay, we got a good window here to climb up. Let's go ahead and set a higher altitude and get climbing. We'll go vertical speed. We'll start climbing it up. I said 250. We're at 220 knots. We're not that fast. Let's go ahead and set our torque in there. I'm going to go ahead and come to the left here too. We'll stay out of the clouds, and then we'll rejoin about 120. We'll vertical speed her up, 1,000 feet a minute. Super deal. This yoke cost me after taxes and shipping, I think it was right at $1,500, like $14,960, or maybe it was $15 something. Let's call it $1,500 with shipping. I think it was about $160 US to ship it. All right, our power is set. That's a little aggressive on the torque. We'll come back, bring that torque down just a tad. All right, we're climbing out. Everything's looking good. Let's kill the landing lights. We'll kill the recog. We'll kill the tail flood. Strobe should have been on. Those are on. Am I I thought we used to call it the Hot 5. I must be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think we need windshield ice on. I'm pretty sure those stayed off. And I think props stayed off. Maybe it was just fuel vent, 1, 2, and left and right pitos. Some 350 pilot chime in and tell me what you did here. I want to say I used to call it Hot 5, and for some reason I don't remember what those were now. How intense does the stick shaker feel on your yoke? Does it make noise, Jeremy? Yes, it absolutely does. I posted some videos in the Discord, or actually last night in the members-only Discord. I was streaming making profiles, and I demonstrated the shaker. Pretty wild. Now, I don't have a stick shaker for the King Air because there is no stick shaker in the King Air. I don't believe there's a stick shaker in the 350. I don't think there is. I mean, I don't see it on there. I'm pretty sure it's just called stall. And it's stall buffet, and that's part of the profile that I'm trying to fine-tune. Is I'm trying to use the stick shaker effect to mimic a stall buffet in the King Air airplanes that don't have stick shakers. So I talked a little bit about this yesterday when we first looked at or when I first talked about the yoke and some of the negatives, and how you really gotta dig deeper into the profiling, and there's some programming. It's not just plug and play, which is unfortunate, but the programming software is pretty powerful, so you can really get it to do quite a few things, and some cool things at that. So I'm still tweaking the profile to make it seem like it's got a shaker, or not a shaker, but to really emphasize that stall. Stall warn heat, Malaki. Is that what I'm gonna do? Malache, Rudy? Let's see, everything's good there. We'll come down here. Stall warning heat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Aren't they supposed to be circled? Maybe that's what's throwing me off. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that looks right. That looks right. We'll go ahead and kill the auto feather. We're high enough now. We could try to save it. Join the course here. Jim, welcome to Private Pilot, my friend. Glad to have you on board. Exclamation point welcome for your new perks here on the channel. Make sure if you have a Discord, you sync it up. Get to see some extra content. It's normally where I mess around after streams or before streams if I have time. I know on Monday or Tuesday night we were in there till almost 10 p.m. dealing with profiles, and last night I did a second stream in the Discord just getting the profiles up. Catco's in the house. Good to see you, man. Appreciate the support. Can you show us power on and power off stall? See how the yoke responds? Not on this one. Maybe towards the end. We'll probably see one at the very end of the stream, Ted. If I go into St. Barts, I'll probably stall it. I don't want to stall it right now. Bombtech, you finally got around to syncing Discord to YouTube? Nice. It's pretty confusing. I'll tell you what, I was a member. I don't think I'm a member anymore, but on Flight Deck to Sim, it's like I was a member, and even though I have a channel and like a member only section in the Discord, I couldn't figure out how to join Flight Deck to Sim's Discord. And then I think my membership expired. Oh no, I had to change my card. That's what it was. I just never re-upped. We'll go nav mode. Hopefully we don't have any aileron hardover bugs like we had in the 7.8. Torque keeps falling off. We'll keep pushing that torque up as we climb out here. Still doing 1,500 feet a minute. That's the view I love, though, right there. Who gifted 10 Pasco? Dropping the 10 gifted memberships. Guys, get some positive rates in there for Tom Pasco. Appreciate the support, dude. Very, very kind of you. Turning the chat green. Absolutely appreciate that. Ooh, there we go. Look at the sun coming off there. Very kind of you, Tom. AJ says if you're having difficulty, just ask your wife. Aileron to the win. I'm not getting the Brunner pedals out right now. Here's the thing, ailerons into the wind. I don't know, why would I need force feedback pedals? Because the pedals don't really move. Unless you just make it tighter force, which I can do with my MFG crosswinds. I can really clamp them down and make them mimic close to a King Air, you know. So I really don't think it would be worth the money for me to pick up to pick up force feedback pedals, but I did look at them on there. I will tell you that. I did look at them. All right, which one's my strobe? That's taxi, that's strobe. Okay. Kill the ice light. So we're just nav, beacon, strobe, tail flood out of 10,000 feet. We're slowing down 200 knots. We're looking good though. Got to up the numbers for turboprop streams. Yes, thank you for reminding me, Tom. If you haven't already, guys, hit that like button. Let's get it over 200 likes. Let's get this over 200 likes. We've got 300 watching, which is actually pretty darn good for a King Air stream. So thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you. It's bull spunk. Not having it plug and play almost seems like a deliberate choice by the developers because they want you to have ultimate control and customization. Jeremy, yeah, that's, you know, so there's, if you read, we actually should be going up to at least 500 feet, right? Since technically we're VFR. We'll go 12.5 wrong way. We'll go 12.5 wrong way. I read almost everything I could find on the internet. They were positives and negatives to CLS to sim. And then finally I just gave up. I was like, I got to try it myself. And honestly, with as little as I know about programming, I'm starting to figure it out. So it's not that it's super complex. It's just there's a lot of things it can do. You kind of have to break down the CLS to sim software. You got to do one thing at a time. Like first, figure out your resistance. Just figure out what you want the airplane to do. Do you have an airplane that has hydraulically boosted flight controls, or do you have an airplane that's just like this, where it's just, you know, it reacts in relation to the airspeed that the aircraft is traveling at? Do you want it in true airspeed or indicated airspeed? So figure that out, and then now you can dig into more fun stuff. Like, do you want to configure a stall buffet? Do you want to configure a stick shaker? Do you want to configure effects, turbulence effects, how strong you can make the effects? And it picks up, the software reads a ton of data from Microsoft. So Microsoft actually sends quite a bit of data to the software. I mean, I can adjust the strength at which the yoke will bounce on different surfaces, like whether it's pavement or a bumpy surface. You know, it's to how strong I want the yoke to react in turbulence. All kinds of different things. How much force I want the elevator to have on the yoke. The balloonery is pressed. So, Chris, I don't know. I don't think. Actually, I know this is not a plastic. This honestly feels like a tight leather wrap, and then everything else is metal. Even the top plates here are metal. The buttons are metal, except the trim rocker is plastic. The trim rocker is plastic. I'm going to go ahead and level here. Let's go to Quiet Cruise 1600 and bring the props back. We'll go Quiet Cruise. And our props are pretty well synced, so I don't even need to turn the prop sync on. They're broken most of the time anyway. And there we go, about 71 miles out. We're settling in. Look at that view. But yeah, I want to say this is some leather situation here. It does not feel like the TCA yoke. Now, what I wish the TCA Boeing yoke felt like this. Whatever this wrap is on here would have been, I mean, chef's kiss for the TCA Boeing yoke. I still think the TCA Boeing yoke is a great option. However, we talked about it yesterday, dead fish. We're going to need a dead fish emoji. Unless you have force feedback, you're flying a dead fish. Now, unless you're flying an airplane that's fly-by-wire like the Airbus, it doesn't matter, because the Airbus in real life is a dead fish feeling when you grab the side stick. But GA, any other yoke-driven aircraft that's not fly-by-wire, you know, this gives you life. But I don't know what they wrap this in, but it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. It's not a plasticky feel. It's a leather. It feels very premium, I'll tell you that. It feels very, very premium. All right, we're approaching TFFS. And Amflight traffic approaching TFFS. What are the runway layouts up there? Does the software not have a graphical user interface, so you have to write code? No, you don't have to write code, Jeremy. There's no code writing. It does have a graphical interface but it's all numbers. And then there's the curves that you put in, the force curves, and then there's force booster curves. Just Google or just YouTube CLS to sim. You watch the same video that I watched. Winds are 300 at 12, runway 27. Thank you, Team Vodka. Follow the visual route chart. Ooh, there's a visual route chart for TFFS. Let me pull up Navigraph. I don't even have Navigraph on right now. Let me get my Navigraph up here real quick. Do you recommend us to buy it? Ted, my job is to just tell you what I think of it, and if you think it's something that is worth spending your money on, then give it a full send. I personally, before I really say, yo, this is a must-have, I feel like I need more time with it. But with that said, I feel completely justified in the purchase price of what I got. Because while $1,500 is a tough pill to swallow, this is the be-all, this is the end-all, be-all yoke. I mean, from Cessna 172s to 737s to 777s, 787s, this is the yoke I'm going to be using. Buy once, cry once. You know, that's also another phrase I've heard. But I feel justified in the purchase because I've had that much enjoyment out of it. But I don't want to sit here and say, oh, you have to go buy this right now, especially since I've only had it for a week. Give me at least 2 weeks of good, hard use on it, and then I think I'll really be able to give you a better overview, final thoughts, you know, things like that. But as far as the King Air flying, the King Air is my absolute favorite airplane. So to have this work the way it does in the King Air is... I couldn't be happier. I don't want to go to work tomorrow because if I could, I would just stay up all night tonight and fly King Air 350s at home on my sim. That's how much excitement I have in this airplane with this yoke. So if that's you, then maybe, you won't be sad. But remember, it's not just plug and play. TFFS Airport, Terre Haute. Terre Haute. I don't have a... I don't have an open airport. Procedures, arrivals, approaches. There's no approach charts for Terre Haute. But I guess we'll land 27. So Team Vodka says. All right, let's take a look outside. I mean, outside view is nice and all, but that's the view. Let's be real. That's the view right there. Guys, thank you for getting us up to 200 likes. I appreciate you. Manny, welcome to Private Pilot. Glad to have you on board. Exclamation point welcome with your new perks here on the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel here. How does it compare to the Yoko? Ted, I don't want to speak to that because I never used a Yoko, but I did look at it. I looked at purchasing it, you know, because I was... Once I got the TCA, I mean, the TCA is phenomenal. And short of going to force feedback from the TCA, I don't know if it's worth, if you already have the TCA Boeing yoke, to get any other yoke that's not force feedback. Because I want to say the TCA Boeing yoke is pretty much cream of the crop for that category of static yoke, desk yokes. It's great. Pendular motion is game-changing. Thrustmaster knocked it out of the park with that. They absolutely did. But just as much of a game changer as going from, say, a CH yoke to a TCA Boeing is going TCA Boeing to force feedback. So to just go from TCA Boeing to Yoko, I would have had to have used one in person before pulling the trigger on that. I mean, I've heard good things about Yoko, and I've heard some mediocre things. So just drop that kind of money on a static yoke, I would really have to see it in person first. I'm hoping that maybe some of those other products will be at Flight Sim Expo. I'm really going to try to get to the Expo this year. Really, really, I'm going to try to do it. But I have no experience with Yoko. How about the Honeycomb Fisher? I think the Honeycomb Bravo is phenomenal. The Honeycomb Alpha. In my experience with the Alpha, I had nothing but issues with the Alpha from day one. First, it was too stiff. It's still too stiff. Like it's it's virtually impossible to fly GA on my Alpha without flying with trim. And you don't fly airplanes with trim. So that was problem number one. Problem number two, my cord and my socket immediately, I wouldn't say immediately, probably about a month or two of use, started to get loose behind the yoke. And then it started to render my buttons on top inoperative. So like I couldn't trim, I couldn't use any of the buttons on top unless I like fiddled with the cord. So in my experience, my Alpha, I regret that purchase. Initially out of the gate, I thought it was great, but I did not know how long it would last, and it only lasted a few months. And then eventually when Thrustmaster came out with the TCA Boeing, I said, okay, let's go TCA Boeing. And that was it. I never looked back. So my experience with the Alpha, I did not enjoy. I'm sure everyone's will vary. My Honeycomb Bravo, though, is great. It's still one of the most modular designs out there. There is something else that I want to show you that I don't have yet. I'm trying to work something out, which could be game-changing in the throttle department, in my opinion. But that's a secret. Ron, you love flying the 350? Me too, man. 350 is probably one of my favorite airplanes in the sim. I wish we had a PMDG level 350. How cool would that be? All right, we're going off an island off our left here. What do we got out here? Oh, man. That's a view right there. Got an appointment in 2 months to look at converting my TC seatbelt to FAA and multi-IFR. Canadian. Fantastic, man. Maybe we'll be sitting right seat for me here pretty soon. I see a 19.1 visual 927 in Navigraph. TFFS? We'll overfly the field and check it out. Do you feel turbulence through the ailerons in real life? Rex, that's a great question, and I say it depends. So on airplanes such as, let's see, who would be like a 787, theoretically you wouldn't feel the turbulence in the ailerons because it's fly-by-wire. Now, if the autopilot, well, let's say if the autopilot's off and the airplane gets rocked out of its equilibrium, and now you got to correct back and the ailerons move, then the yoke will move, right? But that's it when there's a direct link. So I don't know how on the 7.8, but like in airplanes like this, in the King Air, yes, you will feel it in the ailerons. I've been smacked in the knees multiple times, even in the Embraers. In super gusty winds, if you're just hanging out and you're not guarding the yoke, the Embraer was notorious for this because it had the tricycle, what do you call that, like the ram's horn. So if that thing got a gust of wind on the ground and cracked over to the left or the right, or even in flight in moderate turbulence, yeah, I've been cracked in the thigh a couple times. King Air, same thing. If it's turbulent enough, you will feel it. Now, in fly-by-wire airplanes, not really. It's more dependent. But and that's a thing. That's a setting that you can fine-tune, which I am fine-tuning on this profile. So I do have turbulence on. You saw a little bit there when we came off the runway out of St. Martin. Got a little bit of a bump. Kind of gave us a little rock. So, yes, you do feel it in this airplane, and you can emulate that through the yoke. All right, let's go ahead and start a descent. I'm going to go ahead and go vertical sped down, and we'll descend to 3 thou. Actually, I could just do an IAS hold. Bring the power off. Let's do that. Let's dive it down. We're flying freight, technically. I know we have passengers on board. It says we have passengers. Let's go ahead and bring it back. Let's go ahead and drop on down. Let's take a look at this. Let's get the props up. You wouldn't do that if you're flying premium passengers around. Let's go ahead and drop down. Look at that, 4,000 feet a minute. I love the King Air. I tell you what, flight idle in a King Air is scary. It is scary. I went flight idle a handful of times. Full flight idle, props full forward. That sucker drops. See, I wasn't even at true flight idle.
Pilot traffic, AM flight 346 descending for 1500 with a published visual 27, joining at Point Leo.
Terra traffic, AM flight 357. We're going to just set up for the visual 27. I'm going to go ahead and descend over here. So we know 27 will be the runway number. Let's go ahead and scroll that down. Trying to stay out of the clouds here. I am much higher than I thought I was. We're only 14 miles out, but it's pretty hard to get high in a King Air because you can just look at that. We're just diving down, man. So the runway, I think, is on the other side of it over here, on the other side of this cliff, right? This is the one that goes into the mountain. Is this the one that goes into the mountain? So yeah, we're gonna have to land 2-7 into the mountain, I believe. I don't I'm looking, let's see, let me look at Navigraph again. Oh, I already closed it. We'll look at Navigraph again. I could get high anywhere, jeez. TFFS. Open charts. Approaches. Oh, there it is. It wasn't there before. What the hell is this? So basically around the island. Okay, we'll do that. We can fly around the island. We'll fly around the island. Let's come to the left. This is where it's a good thing we have autopilot on. We'll come down 4 for 3. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. Well, I can't show you Navigraph when I have yoke cam on because it's a different view. But basically, we're going to fly a rectangular traffic pattern at Point Acabri for 27. Terra Traffic Am Flight 357. We're going to join at Point Acabri for 27. All right, this ought to be an interesting one. This will test our skills here, going right into the hill. Let's continue. Let's go down to traffic pattern altitude, about 1,500 feet. 1,500 is set. Vertical speed. Oh, I keep hitting up. It's like backwards. I feel like that should be like trim. Oh well. Let's come to the left on the heading. So I believe that's the... Is that the island? No, that's not the one. It's the second island. It's over there. Ah, so there's the Point Cabaret. There's the Point Cabaret. We're going to Point Cabaret, which is this island. Then that other AM flight, he's joining there, and we're going to make a rectangle. So there's our traffic pattern. We're going to enter here. We're going to go this way, and then come back and land. The runway's on the other side of this mountain, right into the granite. All right, we're 2,700 feet. I'm going to spin my CDI to mimic a course line of 270. Now, this TDN, I could freeze. Can I freeze this? Can I put it in OBS mode? I just screwed it up. Oh well, that's fine. There's an altitude alert. Let's hand fly. So autopilot's coming off, and we're coming around. Oh, that's wrong. I got a 2-7 heading bug. Basically, join the downwind here. I feel like we should record this one. Let me get flight recorder up. We're going to record this one. Remind me to start the recording when we turn final. If we have to, I don't think there's any go-arounds on this approach because you got to be committed. Let's go ahead and bring it back. Power to idle. Silence the horn. Yep, we're going to turn around right in through here. OBS sus, then select course of runway. OBS. Oh, it won't let me. It won't let me. It's all right. Let's fly the airplane, though. Coming through 1,500. Wait, is that the runway right there? I think that's... We're going to have to fix our GPS. Trim it out.
Yeah, Guadalupe, I'm flight 346. We're going around. We totally missed the runway.
Guadalupe, apply 357. We'll turn right base for 27. Let's go gear down. Oh yeah, there's the runway. Reverse not ready. Oh, our auto feather's off. Auto feather ignition. Get the rest of our lights on. Yanking, banking. Here we go. Recorder's coming on. We might have overshot this runway already. Watch that speed, 120. This is a good stall spin. This is perfect stall spin scenario. Put that power in, 120. We overshot. That's all right. We'll come back. We'll see what it looks like. Gosh, what is that wind doing? Where'd the runway go? Where'd the runway go? Oh, there it is. There it is. Ooh, this is tight. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. We could have. I don't like it. Let's go around. Go around. Go around. Gear up. Flaps up. And flight 357. Go around. Climb out here to the right. Whew. We probably could have saved it. We probably could have saved it. I didn't like that though. We have to go one more destination. Let's go ahead and stop that recording. I didn't like that. Let's reset. Reset. Trim her down. Trim her down. I could have forced it if I wasn't live streaming. But we're live streaming. Let's make good examples. Let's take 1,000 feet here. We'll stop it early. Bring that torque down. So it was inside. It's okay. It's in that bay. All right. I got a better idea where it's at now. I got a better idea where it's at. We're 180 knots. Dare hook traffic at flight 357. We're on down 127.
27.
I'm sorry, I blocked it. Where you
at? 2 miles for 27.
On final?
On final.
Gotcha. Okay, so he's on a final. We'll extend out. Oh, I see him. Terra traffic at flight 357. We got the traffic inside on final. We'll be turning here momentarily. So he just went behind the hill. Gosh, I love that radio click. That radio click of Iveo is sweet. All right, I'm not gonna save that one. We don't need to see it. It wasn't really cool. It wasn't like we were super low or anything. We're gonna give ourselves more of a final though. Christopher, it would have been a close overrun, that's for sure. It would have been a close overrun. Trim her out, trim her out. I'm gonna stay a little bit higher so I can get a longer final and get a little bit more stable.
Guadalupe traffic, M-Flight 346, we're back taxiing quickly. We'll advise when clear of the active.
All right, so he's back taxiing. Let's start slowing up right now. Let's go gear down. Oh, that is beautiful. This is why Microsoft Flight Simulator is awesome right here. Airliners are cool. 7.8s are cool. This is the juice. Look, I'm blinded because we don't have sunglasses. Like, how real do we need to get here? I need to put some sunglasses
Guadalupe,
on.
M-Flight 346, we're clear of the active.
Do I have window shades?
Guadalupe.
I do. I have to use the shades, and I gotta lift my seat up somehow. I gotta use the sunshades. The sun is right in our eyes. We're 120 knots. All right, I see the runway now. Let's go flaps full. Props are full forward, low idle. We might have to go high idle on this. How short's that runway?
Like 1,400 feet.
All right, let's go high idle. We'll get maximum reverse. I'm a little bit fast. I'm gonna drag it in here on the props. We're gonna drag it in. Let's slow her down. Can't see the runway, the sun. 110 knots. Right over the beach. Whoo! Oh my gosh, I did not start the recording on that one. Are you kidding? Good thing I didn't start the recording. It probably wasn't very smooth, but that was that's what you need to do. I definitely forgot to start the recording though. That one got my blood pumping a little bit. That one got my blood pumping a little bit. I mean, this sim is unreal. Get rid of the sunshade. We don't need you. We'll taxi the ramp. We're low idle. Let's go ahead and clean it up here. We'll get the ignitions. Auto feather off. I'll turn left generator off. I'll turn the left alternator off because we're going to kill it here. Reset all those. Magic barrel ref will reset. I totally forgot to start the replay. What was the landing? 300? I believe it. Yeah, planted it for sure. Not the smoothest runway surface here either. It's all right. I saved the go around. I'll save the go around. We can watch the go around. TFFS go around King Air. Maybe the go around will be kind of cool because we'll set up a flyby cam. All right, let's go ahead and bring her in here. And this is default too. This is a sweet little airport. All right, let's clean her up. Wow, this is a sweet little airport. All right, brakes are set. That's coming off. That's coming back. Feather. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Are you serious? Look at that. That is so awesome. Looks like plastic lawn chairs in front of the... Oh, AJ. All right. It looks like he shot down. Are you getting more fuel? You getting more fuel? He shut down both engines. All right.
Yeah, I got more fuel.
Let's go ahead and get to our weight and balance. We're still good. We're 54% on the fuel, but we're going to dump some passengers. We're going to go ahead and dump you, dump you, dump you. So now we are pilot, co-pilot, 1, 2 crazy people. I think we're going to St. Barts next. Oh, no, we're going to Tapa. We're going to Tapa. So everything looks good there. Let me come over here and check out our... Where's our next destination? Where's our next destination? I forget. Is it Tapa? Yeah.
TAPA. BC Bird International.
Okay, yeah, there's TAPA. That's an international. That's where we'll get our final load for St. Bart's. All right, passengers have offloaded. If you like a challenge, TDPD runway 9. Very good options. We'll see what we got here. That one was pretty challenging. I need a minute. Hold on. Let me get... I need a drink before we start up and head out of here. This will be an interesting takeoff. Let's take a quick peek around this airport real quick. Is he spooling up? I think he's spooling up. Look at this. Default plastic lawn chairs for AJ. AJ can sit here in his lawn chair and talk about how back in my day, X-Plane used to be the king of simulation. I'm AJ Funari, and I love X-Plane. Here's, where's Fireflyer and Mike P. There's the fire station. Little FBO here. Oh, this, how sweet. Okay, bucket list. I want to fly in here. I don't know. That's a lot of trust in your pilots coming in here. Maybe they take, I bet they take twatters in here. Come here, have lunch. This is bucket list. I'm going to St. Martin, and then I'm going to take a twatter to this airport. I'm going to have lunch from this picnic table, and I'm going to post pictures in the Discord. That's going to happen. All right, let's get back into our airplane. Gosh, I love King Air flying. Oh my goodness, another screenshot right here. Hold on, that's the angle. Little zoomage. Screenshot. All right, this is the V1 barbecue spot. Camera's reset. We got work to do. All right, idle, forward. Actually, they're not quite idle on my throttle here. I got to juice them up, so that's technically idle right there. Idle, forward, cut off. High idle on number 2. Turn in 1. Let's watch our ITT.
I'm going off 27.
What? Is it going off 27? Right about the same. 910. %. Start a cutout.
It'll be M-Flight 346 back taxi to 27.
Our left generator's on this time. We're going right to takeoff. This is coming back to low idle. Auto feather, ignition's armed. We got the hot 5. Let's get our lights for taxiing. We'll get all the landing lights on. Ice light, tail floods are on. Environmental is on. Actually, we should probably go instrument environmental off. So instrument environmental off for this takeoff. No, that's not the right setting. Which is the one? So it's environmental off. So left and right bleeds are off, but we still have instrument bleeds. So we're going to save some power. This is a real quick lowdown here. Facts, or not facts, but just systems. So the bleed air valve on this King Air and the PT6, if you run it full open, now you're running conditioning and instrumentation. Everything that's gyro, that runs with gyros, you got to have the vacuum system. It's all running through the bleed. If you go environmental off, you save a little bit of power, but you still get your instruments. If you go instrument and environmental off, now you're killing all your bleeds to your aircraft and your systems and pressurization. So we're going to do an environmental off takeoff. We'll get them to environmental on after takeoff. We got both left and right bleed air lights are on. That's normal. We have the aft blower on, no heater. We still have this open, and this, I guess, that's as close as it can be to auto. Everything else looks good here. No circuit breakers. Cool. All right. We'll go ahead and kill the caution. That's normal because we just talked about it. And recog lights on because they're cool. And we're going to watch this guy take off. Send it, brother. Let's see if he's going to... It's kind of ballsy. I was going to taxi back the other way. Should we take off 27?
It'll be M-Flight 346. That's burning 27 between the houses.
Godspeed, brother. Don't hit the windsock. There he goes. I hope he did a takeoff performance calculation. Looks pretty slow. Oh, hold it, hold it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Winning.
Did he make it? There he goes. All right, well, if he can make it, we can make it. Watch this. All right, we're going to go 27. 2 things you never want to hear your pilot say. Oh, shit. And watch this. Let's do it. Oop, I think we're going to be lighter than him, so we should be fine. Flaps are in takeoff position, right? Yes. My view got all jacked up, sorry. All right, we're going to go into the dirt here a little bit. That's all right. We're freight dogs. A little bit of dirt. A little bit of dirt never hurt no one. That's pretty good. A little bit cockeyed. That's short. That is really short. All right, here we go. Godspeed. The Gringo. Tree overrun Gringo ops number 2. Listen, I'm the Gringo that always delivers. Let's do it. Stand them up, holding the brakes. We're going to make a slight right turn just past that windsock. Yoga's in chat, if we got him. We'll take advantage of Microsoft Flight Sim ground physics here. Hold the brakes at 100% torque. Power set. Here we go. Brakes released. Airspeed's alive. Oh yeah, we got this. Come on, baby. Oh, I should have checked my trim. I should have checked my trim. I forgot to check my trim. We're committed. Positive rate. Gear up. Oh my goodness. If you lost an engine there, you're done. You are done if you lost an engine there. Let's keep climbing out. 120. Definitely should have checked my trim. Alright, we'll spin this course knob back around. Whew. Alright, there's 1,000 feet. Bring that back. Bring the props back. We'll go ignition, auto feather. We'll get the bleeds on. Trim it out. How many miles is this? 76 miles. Let's take it up. What are we going? Westbound? We're going to be just 005, so that's just east. So we'll go 5. We'll go at 4.5. We'll go at 4,500. 180 knots. I'm going to get my heading bug back around here. I could do this all night long. I really don't want to go fly Airbuses tomorrow. This is too much fun. All right, 100% torque. Let's bring that back. Let's go ahead and not toast our engines. We'll have to check our engine damage, our engine wear after today's round robin flight plans, because I reset them before the stream. So I think we were both at 100% because I just put 2 new engines on. We're gonna have to double check what they're at after the stream. We might have damaged a little bit on that one. I need to bind my aileron trim. I forgot to bind aileron trim. I need a little right aileron trim right now. But right now, everything looks good. 3.2 for 4.5. That would be rye. Flaps aren't up. There you go. Look at that speed drop. Oh, now I really need to trim it up. There you go. Now she's flying. Would you go back to the 99er Chieftain for one flight? Heck yeah, Canadian. I would love to, man. I would absolutely love to just tag along. You know, we have a jump seat agreement still. Pretty sure I could jump seat on them. Just have to call ahead. 1,000 feet to level off. Let's come back a little more on the prop. Bring that torque back a little bit more. 92. 200 on the speed. 500 feet to go. It's gonna get dark. I feel like I need a little bit of aileron trim. I think that was rudder trim. That was rudder trim. There we go. Oh, that's too much. There we go. All right. We'll fly it up to cruise altitude, then we'll turn the autopilot back on. Poor things are PT 5.5s. That's funny. All right, trimmer on down. Let it accelerate. Gonna come a little bit more. Yeah, we're actually tracking pretty good here. That's close enough for government work. Remember, these older airplanes, make sure you hand the autopilot a trimmed airplane. Always hand it a trimmed airplane. So we're trimmed out. I think I have a little bit too much left aileron. But we'll go autopilot, nav, alt, hold. So now we're tracking. We're looking good. We'll finish up our lights. We'll get our lights off, ice light, and leave the tail flood, kill the recogs. No need to worry about pressurization, but we got our environmental bleeds on. Everything else is looking good. And we're tracking to APA, or TAPA, whatever that is. Look at that Caribbean, dude. Is it Caribbean or Caribbean? Gotta love it. All right, back to the chat now. The pucker factor on that one. If they only made some sort of pre-flight checklist thing, Force Raptor, I know, right? If only they made a pre-flight checklist. Butt cheeks have abs. That flickering shadow on your instrument panel rocks. The flickering shadow on the instrument panel. Flickering shadow. I don't see one now. You may... Sometimes there's a little bit of a flicker from frame gen probably, but I don't even notice it. At 90 frames, it could flicker all at once, man. 90 FPS while streaming? Hell yeah. What are recogs? The recognition lights, Brett. They're just white lights in the wingtips, just additional lighting. It's pronounced Caribbean, or Caribbean. Getting back into St. Martin just as the sun sets will wrap things up nicely. Hell yeah, Dale. Well, we weren't going to go all the way back to St. Martin. We were going to end it in St. Barts. Should we just skip Tapa? What is Tapa? Should we just skip it and go straight to St. Barts and then go to St. Martin? Is there anything good at TAPA? I have no idea what that airport is, because if there's not, we could just, we'll climb up and we'll rip it back to St. Barts, see if we can get in before sunset. Quick tip, quick trip to Canada, and I got you covered on a survey day on the Navajo. Well, I might hold you to it. We'll see. It's on the way. It's cool. Okay, fine. We'll stop there, Team Vodka. We'll stop there. You live in the Bahamas, aviation enthusiast, love the King Air. DJ Polar, that's awesome, man. Well, this stream is right up your alley. Bahamas, King Air flying. Gotta love it. Of course, the day we flew the Fokker in the Caribbean, it was not a cloud in the sky. And now we've got clouds when I don't want clouds. Go figure. Antigua is nice, but it's just a normal international airport, no challenge. That's where we're headed. Is there another airport on that island? That would be a better destination. We could go IFR and punch through this. I guess technically we're going to be... What is our course? 005. So technically... we should be... Go up to like... No, we're 50 miles. That's only 10 minutes. Let's just stay at 4.5. Let's just stay here. Orca Airways, yes, this is the CLSE yoke from Brunner and the Honeycomb Bravo throttle. I just have it set up with some Etsy mods. You just need to be able to do a 5-hour flight without going to the bathroom. Oh, okay, yeah, nope. I'll take it back, Canadian. I'll pass. You're doing the VOR 7, Team Vodka? I'm just going to do the visual to runway 7. I think this airport's right in the middle of the island, right? I think I know what this one is. It's kind of like... maybe not. Maybe it's not the one I'm thinking of. I guess we could go back. We never went back into the... Oh, I don't have my view set up. I can't hack my way into the cabin on this one. Oh, well. That's all right. Look at the water right there. That looks amazing. That just looks so cool. It's an offset on 07. We'll figure it out. If we can get in and out of that airport. I watched a little bit of the Microsoft Flight Simulator development blog, I guess, or a podcast. They had one that was, I watched a little bit last night while I fell asleep. And I remember I woke up I fell asleep and woke up several times during the video. I think it's an hour or something long, but I remember I woke up during one part where they were talking about how this world, is this a world update technically? Some of their islands, some of the water turned out better than other parts. But man, Jorg, how do you pronounce his name? I guess to be this, not this, was he the CEO of Microsoft? Jorg, Jorg, that dude is, I could listen to him talk about Microsoft Flight Sim for a while. He's definitely got the passion for the sim. You can tell. Some guys you talk to them, doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be Flight Sim, it can be any field. But guys that are passionate about what they do, you can pick up on it within the first 2 minutes of listening to them talk. And he's got it. I cannot wait to see what they bring forth in 2024 and the rest of the roadmap for 2020. It's just, we are so incredibly fortunate to be in this sim environment with how the sim's been advancing. And I've watched how they talk about snow and like how some lakes are frozen. They had to find a way to freeze lakes because if you just have snow cover and no frozen lakes, it looks weird. But that's why some lakes are frozen when they're not supposed to be frozen. But just some of the light technical details behind the sim, really neat stuff. Yep, joystick is moving by itself. It looks like we're fighting a little bit of turbulence. Fighting a little bit of turbulence there. Just rocking around. How's our fuel looking? Now, these should be an auto. We're getting. I have to study up on the 350 fuel panel. This is, so one of the bigger differences, so between Beach 99, even between A, B, and C model, there's some differences. And then you go to the C model, King Air. I think the C and 200 are the same. I don't know, it's been so long. And then the 350, I feel like these were called different. Maybe it's just the ones that I flew. I think King Airs are kind of like any other super modular airplane. I mean, you can have one King Air, and then you can have another one that it's still a King Air, but it has a ton of different features or some different layouts. I know that's true for avionics. I remember one thing, I don't even know how to get into it. There was a thing called cross-feed trap. I can't remember how to do that. I remember one they were talking about it. I think I still have paperwork on it. They like handed them out to us. Here you go. This is by the way, study up on cross-feed trap because if you do weird things to the fuel panel, you'll be screwed. I don't know. It's been so long, I'd have to dig into the books. Insane Sim Dude, what's up, man? Good to see you. Can land in formation. Ever done kayak fishing in the Gulf? I have not, Bombtech. I have not. I've not done any fishing in the Gulf at all. Velociraptor, yeah, you're seeing the autopilot command the yoke. Absolutely, yeah. Just battling some of the, you can see we get a little bit of turbulence. Again, and this is, I know someone keeps asking about like real clear air turbulence mod. I don't know why you would need it. My sim has been perfectly fine with default turbulence. And there's just less things to run in the background. One thing I can tell you for sure, I downloaded the sim on my home PC and the default simulator loads so fast, runs so smooth. So if you're having problems with your sim, I think we're all kind of getting to that point where we are all due for a fresh install, but none of us want to do it because it takes 3 days to download the simulator again. So 2024 can't come soon enough because when it does, I am jumping ship right away. Because I think I'm at that point where I really need that fresh install, but it's kind of like the Boeing 737 MAX. You know, we just put Band-Aids over it. Well, oh, this is broken. Let's put a Band-Aid here. Let's put a Band-Aid here. We just need a fresh start. Oh, that's beautiful. Sun's setting down. Vodka, what do you think about doing a touch and go? Let's just do a touch and go in Tapa and then head to St. Barts so it doesn't get dark. Because if it gets dark, there's no way we could land, or even attempt to land in St. Barts. We might have to come around. What's the other runway in St. Barts where you go into the mountain? We might have to land that direction. I don't know. All right, Team Vodka, or we just go straight over. I mean, who wants to land in? I'll put a poll here. This will be the deciding factor. You guys tell me. Start a poll. I don't know why, whenever I go to type a poll, my English just leaves the building. What do you want to do. Touch and go Tapa, but we might have to run the sim back. Beat sunset to St. Barts. So if we beat the sunset to St. Barts, we go direct there, or we do a touch and go at Tapa. You're already turned final? All right, I'll juice it up. We'll fly. You ain't not clacking, you're slacking. St. Barths, yeah, I forgot an H. See? Whenever I put polls, or even community posts, I type spell good guys. All right, 60%. Let's see if we can get 100 votes. Let's get 100 votes. If you haven't voted already, click a vote. Do we go straight to St. Bart's and beat the sunset? Or do we risk a touch and go and have to wind the sim back? 68 votes. We need 100 votes. It's still close enough where it could change it. Quick mathematical. 70%. That's, ooh, it's tight. Vote, vote, vote. We need 100 votes. Delivery truck is waiting in St. John's, VREF Simmer. Wait, did I see someone off my left? Is that someone else flying? That's someone else flying on Iveo. I forgot we're on Iveo. Who is that? I'm going to look him up. Let's see if we can raise them on the net. I'm going to pull up Iveo WebEye. Who's flying out there off our left? Oh, I think that's Vodka. That's another King Air.
That's me, you got.
That's the Team Vodka. All right. Let's see the King Air. All right, it was close. 55%. All right, we're going. The chat has spoken. We're going direct St. Bart's. All right, we're going direct too. So we're going to go flight plan, TFFJ, direct, activate. You'll see the yoke turn. That's going to be another 85. Let's climb it up. Let's go ahead and go, what course line is that too? It's going to be westbound. Direct track 328 degrees. 328 is set, and we're going to go up to 83 miles. Let's go to 9.5. Nope. Yeah, west is even. No, west is even. Let's go to 10.5. 10.5, up we go. Vertica sped. And we'll get we'll juice it up. All the torque we got. Let's put it right on the limit. Rental car mode. Shack oatmeal. Rental car mode on the torque. Vertical speed. Sink that heading bug in there. Climbing to 10.5. I guess we'll go regular full screen cam for right now. Do I go with craft dinner or A&W tonight? Craft. Ops have called and asked if you go direct St. Bart's. Yep, we're going. We could simulate that.
Flight 357 is operation is correct.
Who's that calling? Go ahead, Flight 357.
Flight 357 is operation St. Martin. They want to go direct to St. Bart's, so that if you can't get in at dark, come back to Juliana, okay?
All right, copy that. St. Bart's, if we can't get in, we're going to Juliana. We'll wrap it up there. 357. That's about how operation sounds on the radio. All right, we're climbing up to 10.5. The runway you're approaching has 2,100 feet. All right, so we've got plenty of runway. The challenge is going to be coming over that hill. I'm going to try at least one approach coming over the hill. If we can't get it, then we might have to swing back around. Now, I could probably drop it in pretty firm. I mean, we already had a 300. Look at that vacation. What island is this? That's popping down there with vacation stuff. I want to go in this lagoon here. I really need a vacation. No, we're going to St. Bart's, Team Vodka. St. Bart's. But if we can't get in, we can only do a visual approach. So if it gets dark, we can't do it. So we got to try to get into St. Bart's as fast as we can. So I'm doing 1,000 feet per minute in the climb. We'll try to keep our speed 230. Is this CFD propeller physics? I think it is, because you can kind of see it. Maybe not. Maybe that's the frame gen mod. Gonna have to get back into TBM. You know what I can't wait for? I'm starting to get more and more juiced up. Now, the King Air is still my favorite, but Black Square is doing the Turbine Duke, which it's basically a King Air on steroids because it's smaller, but you still have the powerful PT6 engines, and it's a full standalone airplane, so kind of like their TBM. I am really excited for that Turbine Duke. That's going to be sweet. I was about to order a spicy chicken combo. Hope you make it back before my phone battery dies. Mr. Martini, I'm trying, man. We're pedaling as fast as we can. I had a controller tell me that one time when I was flying in a DFW. It was me and my other buddy. We were in 99s. I think he was in front of us. Or no, he was behind us, yeah, because he ended up going around. We were coming in DFW one night, and actually, it's one of, if you watch, I have a turboprop video on my channel, and one of the radio communications is like, we have weather to the north, east, southwest, all over the place. It was actually that night I was flying back in, and it was a massive dry line of thunderstorms rolling into DFW. And we were trying to beat the storm from hitting the airport. The controller came on and is like, yeah, I know you're pedaling as fast as you can, but the west side, or no, it was the east side, what's that? I forget the runway number of that offset one. Not 18, but whatever that, like, kind of out of 45 to 18. The wind shear alert and RVR report, whatever. Like, basically the storm was hitting it, and he was telling me to get there as fast as we could. I'd never seen so much lightning, probably in my career, as that night. It was like landing in a Kiss concert. I mean, lightning everywhere, rain, torrential downpour. That's like up there with the top three. And my third rain event was just recently. I talked about it briefly a few weeks ago, but that was probably the most rain I ever seen was that night. So much rain, couldn't see, lightning, just a typical FreightDawg. I remember getting it down on the ground and just, dredging the tires through just flooded taxiways. That's how fast the rain came down. And then I got to the cargo ramp and there's nothing you can do. It doesn't matter poncho or not. I mean, I was completely drenched. Every ounce, every article of clothing I had completely drenched. I mean, it was like I jumped in a swimming pool. And I called the wife and I said, hey, can you come pick me up? This is 11 o'clock at night. She was working an 8 to 5 gig. She'd pick me up at around 11:30, so it had to be later than that. Probably was closer to midnight. So I called the wife, picked me up. So I had to go home, change my clothes, get some new clothes, and then I was back, and then she dropped me off back at the ramp at 3:45 in the morning for my flight out to Lubbock. That was a Monday through Friday. I was laying around 11:30 p.m., basically stand up overnight, and then off blocks at 3:45. I think you had to be off blocks at like 4:15, because I remember I would show up at 3:45, maybe even earlier, and then fly to Lubbock. All right, 500 feet to level off. I'm looking into an Airbnb at St. Martin from the 20th to the 27th. Nice, dude. I'm jealous. Cam MD80, good to see you, man. Hope you're well, dude. Almost bought a Turbine Duke last year. Yeah, dude. I don't know if I'd want one in real life, because it's anytime you put PT6s on a piston airframe, it makes me nervous for the wings. I feel like that's just a recipe for disaster. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that. All right, leveling 10.5. accelerate as much as we can. We'll come down here about 1600 quiet cruise. We're running our torques all the way up, about 98%. 50 miles, ground speed 273 and increasing. I'll take it. I will take it. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. I used to fly in and out of Lubbock all the time, stationed at Cannon Air Force Base. Oh, really, Tech? Yeah, that was our first. So I would go Lubbock in the morning, beat the freighter in, and then from Lubbock we would split off, depending on what route you were on. You'd either go down south to the border, which was a challenge in of itself, or go north up to middle of nowhere, Texas. Go through, sometimes you'd go over Amarillo. The Metros would go to Amarillo. I would take the 99s up to Pampa, which is about northeast of Amarillo. There's no there is no missed approach, Team Vodka. It is, you are committed. We're gonna go missionary bush pilot style. Wasn't King Air designed for turbojet engines? Oh, well, the early Queen Airs had the talking about the ones with the Garretts? No, I'm talking about the Duke. So the turbine Duke was a piston before it was a turbine. So the King Air is fine. But the Duke was a piston Duke, and then they decided, oh, let's put PT6s on it. It's kind of like the Cheyenne. The Piper Cheyenne is a Chieftain with PT6s, which also has wing problems, with wings ripping off. I mean, you put that amount of torque on those airframes, I mean, you can get some crazy performance, but I'm more concerned with keeping the wings on the airplane. Would be nice to see more freight flights with the King Air from your FreightDawg time. Michael Lobb, it's going to happen, man. Especially as I get this this force feedback profile dialed in here. Oh man, we're gonna be flying it. We're gonna be flying it more. I've got some time off. I got to do my line check tomorrow. I should have done an Airbus stream today. We should have flown Miami to New Orleans because I got a line check on that tomorrow. But I just was having too much fun with yokes, so I got to do my line check tomorrow, and then I'm off for 2 weeks. But we're going to be doing some freight. We'll do some late night freight ops, or we can go hardcore. Be like 10 viewers. We'll go at 4 o'clock in the morning. Horsepower difference is too significant, going from 300 shaft to over 1,000. Yeah, exactly. V2 plus 10. And with the torque, yeah, no bueno. No bueno at all. FreightDawg approach videos. Finish up that. I have one multi-2 sim. I linked it to you in the Discord. We did approach and landing on the FreightDawg Piston series. Get a bunch of European viewers at 4 a.m. True. Canadian, I know. I had the Navajo in X-Plane 11. Simcoders, and they've also, Simcoders got around to the Navajo right towards the end of my X-Plane, heyday. When I can fly airplanes like this and look at this sim, like everything that you saw today is bone stock default, other than the King Air, which is still a default airplane, but it's a black square analog mod, or analog payware airplane. So it makes it a little bit better, for sure. But everything you've seen, from the colors, the sun, everything, default. So it makes it really, really hard for me to jump back into a sim that requires a lot more TLC to get looking right, when I could just look at this. Beautiful. Turbine Duke has baby PT6, only 550 shaft horsepower. Oh, really, Rudy? Okay. Do you know what version or what model it is by chance? I have to look up. So there's, because the PT6, I mean, you have like dash whatevers, right? And each one has got different shaft horsepower. I'm curious what they put on the A model Beach 99s or B model 99s, because those also were pretty, I want to say they were 750 shaft horsepower. I want to say those were 750. But yeah, I guess the Turbine Duke's got baby 550s. All right, we're 28 miles out. Time to chop and drop. IAS hold. Oh boy, that was aggressive. Oh, I hit the wrong. That's the wrong thing. Oh my goodness. Good thing we're just flying freight. Time to chop and drop. IAS hold. No stage cooling. Look at that, Canadian. I bet you wish you could do that. Power to idle. We'll go ahead and silence the gear horn. Down we go. All right, let's get our ignitions on. Auto feather arm. We'll get all of our lights on. Something with these transfer fuels are not because it's in the aux tank, is it? I'm gonna have to research. I'm gonna have to research my fuel procedures on this 350. All right. Chop and drop. Can't do that in the Chieftain. I fly the Navajo at 15 too often. Don't talk to me about stage cooling. 2 inches per 1,000 feet or whatever it was. 2 inches, 3 minutes. I remember starting the clock on my kneeboard all the time. I had a little battery powered clock because the one in the yoke never worked. Or actually, no, in the Chieftain we didn't even have one in the yoke. It was a wind-up. Yeah, it was the wind-up. Do you have the wind-up clock? That's what it was. So our certified clock was a wind-up one. You'd wind it back, and you'd watch the second, just like this. And you'd have to, like, whatever, was it 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it was? I forget. But then I got so tired of it, I was like, well, I'm going to put a digital one on my kneeboard. Technically, it's not approved. But I'm like, I mean, it's a clock. Pretty sure seconds are universal. So I'm going to use that one quite a bit for stage cooling. All right, we're going to come all the way down to pattern altitude. We're going to say hello to some boats down here. We'll go 1,500. Magic barrel ref has been set. Ignitions are on. Auto feather is on. All of our lights and heats are on. Environmentals are on. This might be... we have enough runway. I don't think we need to do a high idle reverse on this. I think we just need full reverse, low idle, because what my fear is going to idle thrust and having too much idle power and floating. So we're going to stay low idle, and then we're going to get on the brake. But if over 2,000 feet, we're light.
St. Barts traffic. I'm flight 346. We're about 15 miles out to the visual 10. St. Barts.
Is that the one over the hill? St. Barts traffic, I'm flight 357. 15 miles to the southeast. We're setting up for the visual 10 as well. St. Barts. Is 10 over the hill?
It's toward the hill.
Oh, toward the hill. Okay, what's opposite of 10? We're going to go over the hill. All right, we're going to go over the hill, so whatever the opposite of 10 is. Is shock cooling a thing with these engines? No, not with the PT6 thrust set. With your piston turbocharged engines, yes. So turbocharged versus turboprop, shock cooling is what you have to be careful of. That's what we were talking about, the stage cooling. But in the PT6, no, you can drop it, chop and drop it, baby. Great engine, great engine. I love the PT6. All right, so opposite of 10 is 28. 28 is over the hill. 28's over the hill. So we're coming on are we on a downwind here? Is it? It's getting too dark for this. It's getting a little dark for this approach, yeah? That's gonna be sus. All right. I want to try to do this suspend mode, so let's go heading first. Let's select heading. And I'm gonna go OBS. Okay, so that should suspend it, right? And I can set 280. There we go. Missionary bush pilot style. 28 and 10. So that... Really? That's over the hill? All right, let's set up for it. No, that's just well, 1-0. 1-0 is a hard one. You can't do the +2 -2 on 1-0 because if you add 1 to 2, that's 3. But what's 0 minus 2? It's not -2. So you get you have to do more math. So there's a few numbers that don't, the +2 -2 don't work super well on. I feel like this is not what I remember. So we really have to go around on 2-8. 2-8 is from the beach toward the hill. I want runway 10. Yeah, I want runway 10. Team Vodka's screwing us up, man. All right, that looks better. That makes more sense coming across this way. Same part, traffic, and flight 357. We're on a right downwind for 10. All right, let's start slowing up. Let's get the recording ready because we go. Just remind me to turn the recording on. As soon as we turn final. Actually, I'll tell you what. We'll cut in front of him. It wouldn't be a stream without cutting Team Vodka off. Recording's on. And we'll disengage the autopilot. Same parts, traffic, and flight 357. Make a short approach. 10. Oh, I hit the wrong. There we go. Pitch sync. Called an audible. There's a below 200 gear speed. Gears coming down. We're going to make short approach 10. Got to cut off Team Vodka. Trim that out. This is good. We might only have legit one shot at this, y'all. We might only have one shot at this approach. Sketchy enough bringing like 350 in here. All right, 10 is set. There's flaps. Go flaps. Approach. 500 feet. We're going to level here. We're going to really need to hang this one on the props. So props are full forward. Gear is down. Flaps coming to full. Oh boy. This is...
I'd say Barts traffic, M plate 346, we're going to follow the wreckage of the company traffic in 10.
All right, we're on the prop. We're 110 knots. It's right over this hill, I think. Why are we doing this at night, y'all? This is... I can't see the runway. Oh, it's too dark. It's too dark. It's too dark. Go around. Yeah, flight 202, we're going around. Positive rate, get her up. We can make it work. We can make it work. Flaps approach. Watch that torque. Over torqued it there. We're going to come back around. We're going to stop that recording. Where's my gear coming up? There they are. Same part traffic. And fly 357 making left traffic back to 10. We'll follow him. We'll follow Team Vodka. That'll help us out. Where'd he go? I just saw him. There's the traffic. There's company traffic. Watch that altitude. Climb over this hill here. Roll that trim in there. There you go. Nice and easy. All right, there's company traffic off the left. At 800 feet, you can see the runway through the hill. I'm going to extend about 3 seconds after he goes past our window here. It'll be a quick back taxi. 1001, 1002, 1003. Gear down. Power's coming out. Let's go flaps approach. 120, we'll go flaps full. Shallow that descent rate. Run that trim in there. Get it hanging on the props. 110 knots. There'll be a tight turn here. Stay coordinated. Stay coordinated. Again, this is a good stall spin. But we're staying coordinated. As long as you stay coordinated, you're going to be fine. I need to turn this dome light down a little bit. Oh well. All All right, is that him? I think that's him. Gosh, I need to figure out. Oh no. Oh no. Flood's got to come off. All right, that's better. All right, altitude alert. We'll clear you out. We're getting too low. We're too low. We're too low. All right, recording is on. Climbing back up to 800 so we can pop right down over this hill. Or we'll take 700. Can I see? I can't see. Oh my gosh, there's the runway right there. Dive and drive. A little bit of a slip action. I don't know, chat. We're too fast. We're going to see.
Actually, Barts, in-flight 346, we're going to try that again from 28.
Woo! V1 is who? Who is V1? V1 is the gringo who always delivers. That one was sus. What was that? Was that like a... Was that enough feet per minute to not be considered a crash? Did it record that? The recording was on. I ran that slip in. We were high. I was looking at the wrong lights too, Tukatari. And Amfly 357, we're down safe on 10. We'll take a nice leisurely taxi back to the ramp. It was a 342? All right.
346 going around again, traffic on the runway.
Oh. Wait, where are you at? Oh, I didn't know you were coming in that direction, my bad. I didn't know he was coming in that direction. Overhauling the engines? Oh, there goes the King Air. All right, we're going to have to see if he lands it. Is there a turnoff here? Yeah, right here. Did you see that aerodynamic braking effect? That was awesome. All right. I mean, I feel like we should finish it off and go to St. Martin. Right? I feel like it's only... I'm definitely saving this replay. St. Bart 350 landing. Saved. My prostate was in my lap. Oh my goodness. I think we have to go to St. Martin. We've done all this. Let's make... I was going to end it here. It's only like a 10-minute flight. It'd be a night flight to Juliana. We'll stop here. We'll shut them down with ground power. So brakes are set. Let's go. Ignitions are coming off. Auto feather is off. We can go ahead and get the inverters.
All right, St. Bart, 346,
generators.
come back in on 10.
Actually, oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Battery back on. I want external power on. There we go. External power is on. Those are coming off. These things going to come off. He's coming back to land on 10, so we'll be able to catch his landing. We'll leave the recogs on and the tail flood on. We'll get the hot 5 off and environmental off. Pop the windows. Avionics master switch off. Idle cutoff. Feather. Look at the yoke slowing down. All right, we left the strobes on. I thought I was on external power. Are we not? Are we not on external power here? We're not. I thought we were on external power. Rip. Not available. All right, well, let's sit here with... what's the flashlight command? Gosh, I can barely see. Let's turn... those two off. All right, we'll just leave those alternating strobes on. All right, here comes Team Vodka. And then we'll top it off and head out. Hopefully we don't drain the battery. Alt L. There's no power. It didn't say it on the thing. Oh, he's stalling it. He's stalling it. He's stalling it. He's stalling it. Oh my gosh, that's like the video. Is he going to stop? He's not going to stop. He's not going to stop. He's not going to stop. Oh, he did. Nice job. It looked like a little bit of a stall there.
No stall.
Might have been a little bit more challenging with force feedback. All right.
I'll know next week.
He's down. Let's reset our cams. And Alt L is the flash. Alt L. Thank you. I'm going to turn the avionics off. We'll leave Alt L on. Let's top off and start up and get out of here. 51% fuel. That's all we need. But let's pick up our passengers. You think we can get out of here with 30% load? 13? Yeah, 3,000. All right. We haven't touched the fuel because we took round-trip fuel. Everything looks good. It's time to spool them up, and let's finish off the flight. I believe Alt F4 also works for flashlight. Yeah, I think so too. All right, here we go. Last one. Idle, forward, and cut off. Beacon is on. There we go. Strobe. Which one is bound to strobe? Oh, that's the one. All right. Strobe is off. Nav, recog, and beacon are on. Idle, forward, cut off. Let's go ahead and crank them up. Starting engine 2. Look at our nose red. Alright, that's coming off. That's on. Reset and on for you. Inverter's on. Instrument emergency lights? What do those look like? I guess the alarm's already on, so. Alright. Good start on 2. Got a nice little charge on there. Let's go ahead and turn 1. We'll close it up. We'll keep it at night too. We did all this in real time. Let's just stay at night. Night departure from St. Barts ought to be sus. There's our motoring. Hit it. Light off. ITT rise. Still staying at that 900 ITT rollback. We're waiting for 50%. 50% starter cutout. We're stabilized. Inverter. Left generator reset and on. Avionics on. Number 2 low idle. Run through them all right here. We'll get our fuel vent at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go environmentals on. We need that. We still got the blower on. And we'll arm you. Ignition arm for takeoff. Look at our trim. There we go. Do this properly. We'll reset you to 0. Trim reset and 0. Let's do a quick flight plan here. direct to Saint Martin. Actually, aren't you still in the very top? No, it didn't take you. I could go to the nearest page, but this is just as fast using the keyboard. Oh, no, it's not. TNCM. Oh my goodness. TNCM. Enter. Cursor. Direct to. Activate. Direct track out of here is 314. Don't need to change the flight. On Iveo, what I did is I filed us round robin all the way around. So on Iveo, I filed us TNCM to TNCM. So we're round robin. Actually, you know what? I think I filed it to end at St. Barts. Let me make sure nobody's online. We'll just depart VFR. We'll just do a complete VFR depart. We don't need a flight plan for this short hop reposition. All right, cool. St. Bart's traffic, and flight 357 taxi 10. All right, flaps approach or takeoff, same spot technically. Brakes released. How are we gonna get out of here? Cut into the grass a little bit. Oh look, that's my flashlight. That's pretty cool. Maybe I should have just kept the flashlight on the whole stream. Alright, left Alt L. Flashlight is off. How do you keep it from taxiing so fast? You got to keep it in beta, Stratocast. Keep it in beta and make sure you're in low idle. That's how these airplanes taxi on the ground. They operate in the beta range. And the way this has been updated, if you bring your power back to idle, it's technically already in beta now, so that taxi's pretty smooth. So we've got the rest of our lights on. St. Bart's traffic and flight 357 departing runway 10 to Juliana reposition. Been a long day's work.
St. Bart's flight 346 lining up behind departing traffic on 10 St. Bart's.
Here we go, last takeoff. Hold the brakes, stand them up. We're on the governor, brakes released. The yoke coming back. Set torque. Can't see anything. Rotate. Positive rate. This is very suspicious. I know there's blue ocean to the left. This is hard IMC, hard instrument flying. We're not IMC, but this is as disorienting as it can get. We might have to turn the
flight 246 departing 10
sim time
left.
back. Is there no moon today or something? I mean, this is how when I first started flying freight, I went to the simulator. This is what it was. There was no visuals. I sat in the sim. We'll go flaps up. There's 1,000 feet, lower the nose. Bring the torque back, bring the prop back. The simulator had no visuals. It was just a gray plastic panel to simulate clouds. I feel like I'm back there right now. Same with the 99 and 200. It was, you sat in a pseudo pit, but it was just a TV that didn't even turn on in front of us. That's how we trained, just like this. And there was no 530 Garmin. This is how you can get yourself in a bad spot though. Flying at night over the water, if you are not instrument proficient, I would wager to say it's more challenging than flying in daytime in regular instrument meteorological conditions. Nighttime, no moon, over the water is very unforgiving. All right, it's only, what is it, 16 miles? Let's go to 3.5. It's at 3,000, 500,000. I'll level off 200 knots. 1,000 to go. Man, I hate this flashing at me all the time. Gotta like keep my mouse there. Alright, we'll just hand fly it because it is so sweet hand flying it. Need a challenge? I do nighttime VFR a lot on ferry flights, and then man, when you get into no man's land, it can be stressful AF. Oh yeah, Canadian. Same thing. You go into no man's land, it's basically the same thing as flying over the ocean. When there is no light pollution and there is no reference at all, I think it's even worse than having a little bit. Now you can argue to say that a little bit of light pollution is bad too over no man's land because you can get a false horizon or you get a false sense of a horizon, but. Just going to leave everything on, trimmed out. Juliana traffic, AM flight 357, about 10 miles to the, where are we? To the east. We're going to set up for a right traffic, runway 10 Juliana. We're just to enter a right downwind. Insane Simdu, thanks, appreciate that, man. I know I've said it before, these streams are so fun for me, but I get it that it can be frustrating from a viewer perspective because the airplane, while it's so fun and I love flying it, it's not a great streaming airplane just because it's such a demanding airplane. It requires a lot of attention from myself, so it makes it much more challenging to read chat and stay engaged in the chat box. But sometimes I just gotta do it, man. I just gotta fly King Airs. Trimmed out. I mean, it feels so good. Team Vodka, you're going to be stoked, man. And I'm only probably about 70% done with this profile. There's some things I want to continue to play with the effects, but I think I've pretty much dialed in the feedback as far as the wind resistance and how it's dynamic with speed. I think I've got it pretty much dialed in the way I want it. So now I'm going to play more with effects, and I really want to fine-tune stall buffeting. And I got to triple check. I'm pretty positive 350 doesn't have any. Does the 350 have a stick pusher? I don't think it has anything. I think it just has a. You stall it, you stall it. Definitely no green dot IFE. Yeah, no, none in this plane, Randy. Alright, we're 4 miles out. There's Juliana right there. Juliana traffic, Amfly 357, joining left downwind, runway 10 Juliana. Alright, here we go. Victor Silva, what do I think of the yoke? I love it, man. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. OBS mode. Set course 10.
Juliana traffic in flight 846. We're following company traffic on a right downwind for 10 Juliana.
Set 15 hundo. Traffic pattern altitude 200 knots. On the downwind. It's over there somewhere. I need to turn the lights off in my office. Too much light pollution. Hold on. I need to turn down engine instrument, avionics, overhead. What is the blue one? I always forget this blue one. Oh well, I want to turn down that blue flood. Alright, let's turn it in. Gear down. Julian, traffic and flight 357, turn in right base, 10. Is that a reverse? Not ready? There we go. Or aux fuel, maybe? Man, I cannot see anything. I mean, I can't see a dang old thing. Where's the... We must have overshot. Oh my gosh, we way overshot. Way overshot. 200 feet over the water. There we go. See what I mean? Now, of course, it'd be much easier if you could move your head around. Just butter it on, baby.
Julian, traffic and plane 346, turning base for 10.
Do I not have a better landing leg? I guess we don't. FAA is not in the live stream. Juliana, traffic and flight 357 will clear 10, taxi to the RAM. Last call, Juliana. I mean, it's abnormally dark, I feel like. I mean, I can't even tell what's a taxiway. This is the edge line. I think that's dirt. We'll just park it right here. Park on this ramp. Actually, let's go park under a light pole so we can actually see our airplane shut down.
Juliana traffic, TVM 714 Bravo Victor, turning base, roll 10.
Definitely not a legal approach. Legal for who? For who? Did you die? Alright, that's off, that's off. Those are all off. Kill all those. That's going back in. Our blower is off. Oxygen, I can't even see it. Left alt L. That comes out of the ramp flight.
Juliana traffic, TVM 714 Bravo Victor, turning final,
We left our flaps down so they could do the inspection for Friday checks. And that's all she wrote, chat. That was a lot of fun. We are down, we're feathered, our flaps are down for Friday checks, and we'll go ahead and end it there. I think there's that other King Air, but it is so stinking dark. Let's go ahead and juice it back up. Let's see what we did. It's only 5:30 Eastern, and it's pitch black out here. Yeah, I guess that's right. Let's wind it back. Let's see how we did. Let's watch one. Which one do we watch first? I'm gonna put my fuel levers up, my prop up. I'm gonna close the windows, and let's put our battery on. I think that's all we really need. We'll put avionics on too, and all our
Juliana,
lights.
flight 346, clear of all active, taxi to the ramp.
All right, company made it down and safe. Let's go see what these replays. Now this will be interesting. Replay with the yoke. How is that going to handle? Oh, engine state. Engine state. Let's check our engine state. It's got to power up. We did some damage, y'all. We did some damage today. 83 and 78. Normally, when I'm done with a flight, they stay at like 100 and maybe come down one tick mark. But we put some work on these engines. Going full reverse, out of reverse, full reverse, out of reverse, over torquing on takeoff. That's the life of a FreightDawg right there, though. All right, let's take a look at the replay. Company's going to have a word with us. Thank you for keeping the maintainers employed. Yeah, we were hard reverse. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah, I only recorded St. Barts, so let's watch it. That's the only one I recorded. Let's watch it from this view. We won't spoil it. Watch it from this view. A little bit of a slip. Hold it down. Ooh, I mean, it was firm. And it was off center line, but you also got to remember it was on pitch black. I'll show you what it looked like. I'll show you what I was looking at when we actually landed this. It was like this. This is what I was dealing with when we came across. That's about right. Let's resume it. Saw the runway. I thought this was the runway, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, there's the piano keys. Nose dive. It's a little bit of a slip. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Work it out, stay coordinated. Try to arrest the descent and impact. Definitely need to be more on center line. But I'll take it. Kablamo! Alright, now let's see what it looked like from outside. In visual and daylight conditions. My yoke is going crazy. Oh, it would have been so much easier in the daytime. Watch it from right here. Let's watch us come over the hill. Look how high we came over this hill. Way too high. Touchdown halfway. So there's a video, I think guy's video from up here, right? So let's watch this. Turn my rotation speed up. There it is. Way high. Cowboys. Oh yeah, whoops. That's pretty wild. That is pretty wild. Let's load this one. Give it a second to load it. This was our go-around, our first attempt at the other island. Just let it load in here. The sport brakes are cooking. Best stream of 2024. I recommend you do an island hopping part 2, starting from FFR and head south. We might have to, Christopher. We might have to. I'm loving the turboprop ops. Should have recorded our takeoff out of here. That's what we should have done. Yeah, I probably could have saved it, but we were too fast. So then we went around. That's pretty cool. All right. That's going to wrap it up. That is going to wrap it up, y'all. All right, I'm off to fly the Airbus tomorrow. And then probably take Sunday off or fly on the Discord or play with my yoke. And then I'll be back next week, though. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for hanging out with me today on this little island hopping tour. I hope you enjoy seeing some King Air Ops, some PT6 operations. Gotta break it up, have some fun every now and then. All right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. Till the next time. See ya.